Alright, this is your FTP draft grades. The Bucks took Jameis Winston with the first overall pick, and with the pick, I think everyone kind of saw it coming, but I still got to give him a C just because of the fact who Jameis Winston is and how he plays. Off the field, there's those question marks, but the positive is, I mean, when he's on the field, sometimes he's successful, but then other times he can get a little, I guess the best way to describe it is reckless and turnover prone almost. If he can do away with all those, I guess, crazy interceptions that just aren't logical, he definitely has a chance to be a solid, if not very good quarterback, because he makes the throws, but then other times he makes those question mark throws that remind me, reminiscent of, I don't know, a guy like Jay Cutler or something like that. But I think Jameis Winston is far more talented than Cutler and has the opportunity to be good. He has a couple of good receivers in Tampa. I think those turnovers just make me question if the off-the-field issues are right now definitely a red flag, especially with the culture in the NFL at the moment. So I give the pick a C. Jets were on the clock, and they snatched up Leonard Williams at number 6. And when I first saw this pick, it kind of took me a second to really get it figured out. I wasn't really sure where he was going to play, how this is going to work, but at the same time, Leonard Williams was the best player on the board and arguably the best player in the entire draft to some. So I think snatching him up is unquestioned move. I mean, it was only a matter of who was going to do it. Now, the fact that the Jets do it, it does give you a moment of pause because their defensive line is already very talented and it makes you question, do they want to play a 4-man front now, or are they going to stick with the 3-man front, or how they're going to make this work. But I think Leonard Williams was the best guy on the board. He is extremely talented. The only thing that I've ever had a problem with for Leonard Williams is sometimes he's a little slow off the ball, but even with him being one of the slower guys off the ball, he was still 9 times out of 10 the first guy in the backfield. So you gotta love that. And I give this pick a B. And at pick 7, the Bears were on the clock, and they picked Kevin White. Man, I love Kevin White. I remember watching him the first game of last season, saying, this kid is special. I mean, at 6'3", 215, the kid had wheels. Everyone wanted to say he was slow. You go back and watch it, he was running away from defensive backs all year. He's savvy. He can run the routes. He goes up and gets those 50-50 balls. So they're pairing him with Alshon Jeffrey after they shipped out Brandon Marshall. And, I mean, it looks like they're going to be having Jay Cutler for another year at quarterback. And if you want to be successful with him, you want to give him every opportunity to win games, you got to give him some receivers that can go up and make up for his mistakes. Because, he has a beautiful arm and he can throw every pass, but at times he gets a little irrational and just starts turning the ball over, throwing it in crazy paces. And guys like Alshon Jeffrey and Kevin White can erase those mistakes. So I give that pick an A. I love Kevin White. Think he's going to be a great receiver in this league. All right, San Diego was on the clock at 15, and they snapped up Wisconsin's Melvin Gordon. I'm going to give this pick an A. I'm not a huge Melvin Gordon fan, but I love the situation that he's being put in there. I think he is a very talented running back. I think he is going to be given every opportunity to succeed. I think San Diego definitely had a major need at running back, a hole to fill, and they snapped up one of the better ones in this year's draft. He's a guy who's going to come in, be able to start for them right away, and he's going to be able to give them some production. He fits well in their offense, and I think he's going to be pretty successful there. That's all the reasons why I'm giving this pick an A. As always, the Patriots are making some savvy draft moves. This is one of the reasons why they're always near the top. They sat pat at 32 and snatched up Malcolm Brown from Texas. This is a guy who, on most people's boards, if you go back and look at some mock drafts, he was looked at as a possible top 15 pick, and on draft day, for whatever reason, sometimes there's always that guy that slides, and the Patriots are normally sitting there waiting to catch him. So they went ahead and drafted Malcolm Brown. He's a guy who's going to slide in, and he's going to be able to give them some production from that D-line. I mean, he's 6'2", 319. He definitely has some talent. And he's definitely an athletic big man to add on to their defensive line. I mean, they need to get younger. He's athletic. He's going to give them some hard-nosed defending, and he's gonna punish some offensive linemen. They got a steal at 32 when they snatched him up, and that's why I have to give this pick an A.